Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we continue with Accounting 312, Chapter 21. So last time we talked about NPV. I said it called net present value and it's discounted cash flow. So keyword, right? Cash flow, discounted, present value, net. So make sure you know those things, table 2, table 4, make sure which one to use. And then in this video, we did the case 1 together. I said I'll let you do case 2 by yourself. So in this video, we will focus on case 3. Case 3, okay, case 3 is the example the textbook uses. So I really would say read textbook. I think textbook, this chapter really gives you a good explanation of everything. So we will use this example later when we talk about cost analysis, the second part of this chapter. But let's read the basic numbers from this case. Company A is thinking about buying a hybrid bus. It can be used for 5 years, right? So you buy it now, you can use it for 5 years. No residual, initial investment. Okay, keyword, initial investment. We will talk more later, but for now, you just need to know initial investment. Basically, is the money that you will invest at t equals to 0 now, right? You will invest 648,900. So how did we get this number? There are 4 factors. Three factors. The first is the cost of the bus. You have to buy it, right? When I say cost, it's the least price is also transportation. You know, when you learn the financial accounting for long-term assets, all the costs you paid before the equipment is ready to be used. Installation fee, consulting fee, legal fee, title fee, everything with the hybrid bus. And then we also, let's see. Three factors, sorry. And then the second thing is working capital. Students say, hey, what's working capital? So you have to, the cost, the listing price is 660,000, but you have to pay extra 30,000 for working capital. So what is working capital? I'm not going to really read, but general idea is your current assets minus your current liability. And so why we have working capital? What is working capital? Like inventories and the receivables. When you buy, just to think about it, when you buy the bus, you don't just get a bus. Most likely, you will get extra batteries, you get extra batteries, extra tires, you know. So some extra inventory, you get some extra parts kind of. Purchase of a new bus is accompanied by incremental outlay of 30,000. So it's for the supplies, replacement, batteries, and then all other parts inventory. So yeah, the bus you spend 660,000, but most likely you have to spend extra 30,000 for the extra inventories. This is important because working capital is a net cash outflow at the beginning of the project, but highlight this with me. At the end of the project, what will happen? At the end of the project, you know, when you dispose of the bus, when you sell the bus, whatever, but you will sell the extra inventory and get your 30,000, liquidated, and then get your money back. Okay, so you are not losing 30,000. General idea is t equals to 0, you invest extra 30,000 cash flow, but at the end of the project, you will get your 30,000 back. But now you know that 30,000 definitely worth less than 30,000 because of the time value of the money. But oh well, that's extra cash inflow at the end of the project. This is a cash flow. Just when I say cash, okay, you say, oh, cash important, right? The third item is, remember when we learned chapter 11, we did this, right? You buy a new one, you can sell the old one, you get some cash inflow. That's negative, right? Cash inflow, kind of a contra account, you know. So you invest this, you spend 30,000, but you will get 41,100 back. So your net initial investment is 648,900. We talk more for this. How did you get 41,100? But talk more that in the future. Okay. So managers said that by introducing this new boss, operating cash flow will increase by 180,000 here, and then for the first 4 years, but then at the 5th year it will increase by 150,000, and then RRR is 8%. Talk about your NPV. Talk about your NPV. So let's take a look at this, right? I draw a timeline. So you have t equals to 0, and then you have t equals to 1, t equals to 2. Sorry. T equals to 3, t equals to 4, and then t equals to 5. Okay, so what else? At the beginning of the project, your net initial investment is how much? You have to invest how much? You have to invest at the beginning of the project. You have to invest 648,900, right? 648,900. So this is your cash outflow. This is your cash outflow. So we said the first, at the beginning of the project, you have to invest 648,900. So this is, what did we say? This is outflow, right? Make sure this is outflow. So we have to kind of put the negative number there. This is outflow. And then from the first year, 5 years, for the first 4 years, every year, operating income increased by 180,000. So that's extra cash inflow. So we have 180,000, 180,000, 180,000, 180,000. And then in the 5th year, it will increase by 150,000, right? So if I come down, what should I do? Then, as I said, net present value. So I need to discount all the future to the present, and then I get the net. Then I decided, hey, NPV is positive, negative, or make my decision. Am I right? Yes or no? Am I right? Yes or no? This is not right. Hey, my students, this is not right. Why this is not right? Which part did I miss? Which part did I miss? If you do this in the final exam, if you do this in the CPA question, you will lose the point. Which part I didn't consider? Remember, at the end of the project, what will happen? You will get your 30,000 back as cash inflow. So we said this is NPV. We care about the cash. We do not worry it's from operation or from your asset liquidation. We do not worry. So we have to consider, as long as it's a cash, we put that in our analysis. Do me a favor, seriously. Hey, this is the only trick, honestly. I think you are very smart, you know other parts. This is the trick. So the 5th year, you have 2 cash inflows, 150,000 from the operation and 30,000 from liquidation of your working capital. Okay, now I have no secret to hide, right? So basically, you invest this much at the beginning of the project. In the next 5 years, every year you have 180,000 cash inflow. Although the last year, the cash inflow 180,000 is made up of 2 parts, 150,000 plus 30,000. Now you discount everything back. Many different ways to do that. So some students, they do it every year, like 180,000 discount, 180,000 discount, 180. So you can use table 2, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Or you say, oh, 180, right? So this is 5 years, and every year actually is 180. So we can use table 4 directly. 5 years, we require the required rate of return is 8%. So let's look at 8%, 5 years. I got the discount factor is 3.993. So I do this with you, okay? I do this with you. So all of these 5 years, you don't need to do it every year. You get 5 years. You get the 5 years by doing one step of calculation. So your present value of all of these 5 times of cash inflow will be 180,000 times our factor 3.993. 180,000 times 3.993 gives me 718,740. Okay, so you discount all the way back, it is 718,740. You invested, this is outflow, this is the discounted cash inflow. So what is your NPV? You can see NPV is what? NPV is positive, right? So 69,000, I want to show you 840. That is our net present value. It's positive. We should go ahead and just invest. Okay, no trick. Another way to do that is some students, they do it 180, 180, 180, 180 for the first 4 years. And then the 5th year, they do 150. So you do the 4 years using table 4. For the 5th year, you do 150 one time using table 2. How do I do that? Hey, talking about this, how do I do that? Okay, I know you know that, but some students still kind of struggled with, how do I get table 2? I'll just ask you, if I want to say, hey, at the end of the 5th year, you will get 150,000. So what you will do, table 2, you just do 5 years, 8%. So you will get this number. Use the 0.681 to time 150. And then you use the same 0.681 to time 30%. Okay, 30,000. So different ways to do that. I think that because of that, so you may have a little bit slightly different number because of the rounding, but don't worry, in the final exam, I'm not going to deduct the points because of the rounding. But this one, you can see it's just annuity. Okay, so this is a calculation. Next page, we talk about other factors. Remember, we talked about balanced scorecard. Remember, we said, hey, financial factors are important, but non-financial factors are also important. So what other factors managers should think about? It's told you that NPV is positive. So from this perspective, we should say, hey, go ahead to invest in this hybrid bus. But how about other factors? I think textbook also gives you a lot of explanation. I think if in the final exam I'll ask you, hey, other factors, I would say at least 3. So let's think about good things. How will you have good things? You have this new hybrid bus, right? And then maybe that will increase your company's image. How do I say? It's environment friendly, high technology. So people may say, hey, you take care of the earth, they like you, customer like you, maybe, right? Non-financial factors. Second thing is what? Oh, customers like the satisfaction. They like the new bus. Like for me, definitely, if there is old bus or new bus, I will go with the new bus. It's cleaner, it's just a good experience. So maybe customer satisfaction will also increase. But also there are some bad factors you have to think about. One is you maybe have to also train your employee, right? Because it's hybrid, train employee how to drive, drivers. And then you also may have to update other information system, right? Because new bus is high technology. And then another reason is because it's so efficient, you know what, maybe it will be AI, it can drive by itself. So we don't need to have a driver or, you know, other people working there. So we might have to lay off some employee, you know, that may hurt the employee moral, kind of something like that. And then other than good or bad, they said, some students suggest me that, hey, think about opportunity cost, right? Yeah, this NPV is positive, but how about the other investment? How about other investment opportunities? This NPV is 69,840, but if you have money, if you just have if you have other better investment chances, you can get like a million back. So why you invest in this one? Maybe you should invest in other opportunities. And then second, they said, told me, suggested, said, where you will get the money, right? Where you, I don't know how to write in English, but where you will get the kind of the, how to say that, financing resource, you know, yeah, this project is a good one, but can you get money to start this project? Because it cost a lot of money. It cost 648,900 to start. Will you get enough money? Will you get the bank loan? You know, will you get investment from your investors? So something to consider other than just looking at the NPV. I put my thoughts here, you know, read the textbook. Also, in the final essay, I will say just write 3, write 2, write 4, or something. Then I will go with the write 3 factors. Make sure you get something that makes sense. Okay, so let me know if you have any question. NPV kind of straightforward. I will give you some practice problems to do. So email me if you have any question. Thank you.